Hi, my name is Theodore Cottingham, and I have a university. And it's my name, or is it your name? Or the University of the New Covenant. A new covenant people arising now who know who it is, what it is, and how they apply, how they become, how you become the sovereign you, intelligentsia of one. Of one what? Race. Not limited to flesh? How can these things be? How can these things be, O God? Are you pondering these things in your heart? Are you conceiving a school too, along with me? With me? In you, in us, in one mind, the mind of one, the mind of He who, not but she, the woman will bring forth a seed. And who knows what it will create, what it will grow into? A mighty institution, not, but a loving memory, not again of other, but a staunch gauntlet has been laid down, not, but I tell you this, I have for 21 years talked about this off and on in various teachings just like this, where I've come to you as a simple man, an angel, telling you you are, and that we will now no longer forfeit our name, and our name will be in heaven's best. Or will the rest be saved, not again to forfeit it? Will you no more forfeiture make of your life? Will you be the new covenant dream? The American dream, not again. Will you be the new covenant people? The new covenant people that have a covenant? Because you wrote it? You write it? You write your covenant. You write what you become before you become it. You see, in classes, this is a school. This is school going on at this moment. And I am teaching you if you will be taught. If you're willing to be taught by a guy like me this way. And willing to learn through these words. These words that carry information more than you see when they're ink on paper, because they have an energy. They are me. You see, I am my word. I and my word are three, not, but free. Free. Free to be who I am. And I am many. All who call on my name, not, but who become, not a memory of, but beholding the beholdenment of me I am in your mirror. Will you become me? Will you write a covenant? Will you write the covenant? Will the covenant be yours? Will you be the new covenant Christ? Not the Christian of. They forfeited their opportunity. They wanted to control. They wanted bureaucracy. They wanted to exhibit their expertise and crown their loving kindness not, but their control of authority. My friends, if you want to know the covenant, you become it. You create it. You flow it. You learn to channel it. Whether you call it New Age or not. Whether you're afraid of the New Age or not, this is the new beginning, and the new beginning has begun, for my word is here, and I am my word, and you will be my word, and flow my word, and create my word, the creator of, if you're willing to be it also. You see, this is not about me. It's about me, who is all of us one, equal in love with each other. It's more than respect. It's more than kindness. It's more than being courteous. It's more than paying it forward. It's more than you ever dreamed. For the dream of reality will not create it. And the ideal in your mind that you suffer with, that you created an idea of, images of, will no more be able to defeat it or to defeat me or defeat whoever will become the feet of Christ, the Messiah. The equivalent? No. The original. See, that's where many want to make a mistake. The equivalent? Like something else? No, you become it in the now. The covenant creates. The covenant is not stagnant. Truth is not stagnant. Truth creates. Truth grows. And what's the product? Love? This is a school. I've mentioned this, I've said this, I've stated this, I've taught this for years with greatly varying degrees of articulateness. Because many times, you see, when all of this began, I was both afraid to speak what was in my heart many times. And many times I didn't know how to speak it. And many times I felt such a resistance to speak it. I felt like I was walking in waist-deep water, as it were. Sometimes almost shoulder-deep, trying to run, being hardly able to move, to walk forward, with such resistance all around me. We grow it. We grow the knowledge. See, the leadership of the king has to be instilled by the growth of the one who will create it in knowledge and humility. This is you, my friend. I'm extending you the invitation to be the king. The King of Kings. Yes, you. Not a lollipop giving you, but something more substantive than gold. You see, there's more to the story. The covenant of Christ is not Christian. Christianity has some terrific allegories, some great stories, some great history. But Christianity takes from you more than it gives you. And it says it's the way. It defines he who is. He is a he. He is the only one. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the life. Jesus this, that, and the other. Well, my friend, I value Jesus. I wrote a book called Jesus the Pattern, not the soon-coming king, not the one who made propitiation for our sins, whatever that is. My friend, I'm asking you to have a new view of the covenant, of your covenant, of your creation of you. I'm asking you, my friend, if you're under my tutelage, not to stay there. I don't want to teach you forever. I don't want you to be a student forever, or even as long as you live. You must learn to teach you. You must write your own covenant. And I've shown you this picture many times now, and probably will, because it's just at this moment still one of my favorites, where this picture embodies what I call the table of one. The table of one what? The table of one, you and truth. Well, let's not limit it to one name. Let's call this an angel, God. Jesus, it doesn't matter what you call it. You can call it Betty, Sue, or Ralph. Truth. You see, your heart speaks louder than your mouth. Not the heart, your blood pumping muscle of, but the heart of your head, the heart of your existence. And every time we have class, every time you set your alarm for 2 a.m. and get up and meet truth, every time you're willing to communicate with original love and pick up your pen and write on a yellow tablet or whatever you have to write with, this is what you are doing. You're sewing a new dress of light. A dress of light to replace your skin, to not be limited by it. This is the message of Jesus. Christianity got hijacked. A bunch of people had some authority and wanted more authority. They wanted to control things. They wanted to control the language, control the message. They wanted people to finance their empires. Friend, when you're born again, You don't get there by saying a little prayer. You don't get there with Bible study. You don't get there with travail. You don't get there being driven into the desert. I'm asking you to consider a new picture, an enhanced imagination, an expansive life. Your life of. Not just sitting in a little house somewhere, wondering how to pay your bills. Not just wondering if anybody loves you, if anybody gives a damn, if anybody cares for your love. I do, and I'm asking you to create with your love, beginning with the one in your mirror. And seeing you as the one getting a new dress, meeting every day with the dressmaker who's sitting on the table in this picture, the dressmaker, and you learning, you sewing, you the receiver of the words, sowing the word, becoming these words. And what do these words look like? Well, let's give it a shot. You see, let's not be limited to the energy state of our existence at the moment. When you're truly born again, you're a new creation that is not limited by time, space, or gravity. To become a new creation, I suggest you learn who you are by not forfeiting the privilege. You learn to begin by channeling the word of truth, the word of original love before any God, so-called higher power ever existed. Get a life? No, get a vision. Get a vision for something more than your little house. Let's go live in the sky. Oh, he's lost it now. I can just imagine normal people laughing at me, but they won't stop me because my word has birthed me, birthed a new identity, birthed a new source. You see, I'm no longer stuck to the source of you for your words, you people who want to be normal, accepted, save your soul, exercise your authority, be looked up to, be saved. I'm a common guy, 73, live in Eureka Springs, make no pretense about it. I don't have deep pockets. In fact, do I have it? Maybe I can find a pocket. See, it's okay to laugh. Not to make fun and deride and scorn. But there is joy in knowing who you are. And my friend, joy doesn't come in the morning. Joy comes when you begin to write your covenant you begin to be taught directly by the healing within, the healing power, the healing energy, the healer, the Jesus, the Ralph, Betty Sue. I like her. I think that's a great name. Or whatever, the name I like most? I like your name. This is not about God the way that we've talked about God all of our lives. This is not about the God of the Bible the way we have interpreted it. This is about the Creator, the original of the origin before anything was created like we think of creation. That was us. We were a people of one mind. We loved each other. We had no need. We didn't know what prosperity was because we didn't know what lack was. We had no lack. Creators can create. Creators who understand anything about their creativity surely don't limit themselves. They create with what they are. Not just a paintbrush, not just a sentence, not just a word, but love. Love doesn't conquer love. Love does not fight. And increasingly, love knows its power. Its power to invite and interact with the energy of love. Not the love of energy, but the energy of love. This is a school. I hope you're taking notes. Seriously. On your laptop, your computer, your yellow tablet, whatever you have. I hope you're making notes. And see if you really begin to study and you make a note and you think something is said to you that's really important, many things will come to you beside the words that I speak. Because as I speak, connections are being made in the temple, not made with hands. So if I say something, if you hear something, whether it's exactly what I said or not, you think it's important. If you want to come back to it, look at the time on the recording. My little timer on this says 23:52. So in the left margin or in the right margin, write 23:52 so you can come back to it. And in the margin, write that. There's an aspect of linking. And this is how this school works. Because you're building the house not made with hands. You're building the temple of light. You're in the temple of light. Now cease your labor from destroying it. Hey, another picture. This is school. There is a campus. I have a campus given to me. A campus we create. a campus given to me and one we create. Both and? This is school. Are you creating a school with me? I hope so. I'm not alone. Side comment. Write this down. Look up. Never alone again. Never alone again. Look it up in Database 1, My Covenant. My Covenant, the 2,400 lessons. The first 2,400 I wrote when I began to channel in March of 2003, 21 years ago. Never alone again. You see the look up in Database 1. Look up is a function. It's an instruction. And many times it's very easy to miss. Look up. Sometimes you think, look up in the sky. Look up in the database, or both. But you see, there's this energy that coincides with your past, not. There's an energy that is connecting you with your creation to be your new creation because you created you. It's not at all like we've been taught, no matter how many million, billion people believe otherwise. I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm asking you to learn to come to the table of one, to receive your education, not made with hands, so that you're not limited to this 3D world. You begin to think about a campus, brick and mortar campus, not limited to molecules. You see, there's more to the story. You are the light of the world, not some other guy, not somebody else. You are, if you will be it. And light you create with a purpose, if you so choose. You create with a purpose to create you again. This is the intent, not of your mortality, but of your privilege to be who you really are. You see, this is a new nation. See, in one sense, it's unfortunate so many people believe so many stories, prophecies were fulfilled, are fulfilled, have been fulfilled. They think Israel is in the Mideast. They think Israel is the promised land, and the promised land is in the Mideast. No, my friend. Israel is a state of existence. Biblical Israel as being the promised land. There may be a physical country called Israel in the Mideast, but that's not our promised land. Our promised land is not limited to the molecular. The covenant creations of Christ, Christ being the Messiah, Christ, not Christian. But remember, if you believe in me, you will do the things I do, and greater. You won't be just limited to walking on water, calming the storm, raising the dead, feeding the 5,000. My friend, that's just the beginning. Soon you'll be getting up at 2 a.m. doing what? Listening. Listening. writing your words like this? Maybe. Maybe so. Maybe you'll be traveling. Maybe you'll hear that little girl in Sudan saying, "Help me." That little boy who hasn't eaten in a week, "Help me." Where are you, God? God, where are you? Allah. It doesn't matter what you call God. What matters is your heart. The inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies between your ears. Do you care? Will you love them? Will you heal them? Will you feed the 5,000? If you're not, don't come to this school. If you're not willing, this school is not for cowards. This school is not for people seeking Christ to do something for them, wanting a vicarious atonement, wanting to stay at the edge of the mountain and send Moses up to talk to some higher power because they're afraid. You cannot be afraid and become born again. You learn to shut the lion's mouth. You learn to become that which the fiery furnace does not consume. You become an energy that is not consumed on your own lust, to remain in your own flesh, consumed by your soul. A new people are coming forth. That's my message. Many times I think, well, this will be a short recording. More than once I've tried to make 7, 10-minute, limited to 15 minutes. Look down and I recorded 45. I surrender to speak. And I speak surrenderedly. And yet I'm aware. But my awareness, even in my awareness, I choose. And you choose this day. Please don't choose to serve anyone anymore. I'm asking you, all this language, the syntax, choose this day whom you will serve? No, my friend. I ask you, I invite you, I implore you, I encourage you, I teach you, serve no one, serve no God. Come out of Godship, God worship. Come out of Christianity. It may be the worst of all religions because it may have the most accuracy and at the same time be the closest to it, but take you from your identity. Rob you of your identity. Begin to tell you. And then take your authority, take your power, make you servants of their authority. Friends, covenant people are growing up. And covenant people are going to be standing up all over the earth. It won't be a bunch of Teds. It won't be a bunch of Theodores. It'll be your name here. Because you took the time. You poured the oil, that expensive, that extremely expensive unreplaceable perfume and poured it not over Jesus' feet, but the story, the analogy. You took the time to pour the oil over Jesus' feet? No, you took the time to sit there and learn who you are. You learned to channel. You learned to not be afraid of the lion's mouth, the fiery furnace, or New Age vocabulary. You're not afraid of learning who you are. And I love you. This is the call, the invitation to be a part of the school. Be a part of the school. You create, creating you, the creator, to be in this school of creation, creating love that's infinite. And you see, as you begin to channel, it won't be all things about spiritual. It won't be spiritual things. It won't be all about the Bible. Let me tell you, the quantum world, Meonics is not limited to the world that we have grown up in and been confined to. Meonics is about being the real me in your mirror that experiences the new birth. This is the new birth, a covenant people that create a new land, who enter it. You enter, you see, by your love. You enter by your love. You see with your love. Your eyes begin to behold a different essence, a different energy, one not limited to the four walls of your house. One not limited to molecular food. One not limited to what's in your icebox, if you have one. Are you willing to operate as the transcendent you? A common person. Are you willing to make yourself of no reputation? Or will your arrogance begin to bleed through your words because your motive does? Are you willing to see with eyes that do not limit you? You see, even Jesus, recorded at least, there were times he knew what people were thinking. They said one thing, but he knew what they were thinking. The molecular world no longer constricts covenant people who create the covenant of Christ, the new and living covenant. I have a university, the University of the New Covenant. That's what I started with 21 years ago. That's what I call it. And that's why you'll see the name, the University of the New Covenant, on every lesson of Database 1. And through all the time and trials over the years, more than once, I had people tell me, why do you call it the University of the New Covenant? You don't have a university. You don't even have a school. You don't have anything. You're not a leader. You don't have any followers. I don't think followers indicate leaders. I think leadership is you who are willing to go where no man has gone. Do things you've never done. Begin to see the message through these stories, not letting the present day interpretations rob you from understanding the application to your life. This is my vision. This is what I see with. This is what I speak with. This is what I teach. The cosmos is yours. We're no longer in grade school with this paradigm. We're no longer thinking we're at war with the devil, or that God is at war with the devil, or that we're trying to be good. This paradigm goes bye-bye. Don't you see? I speak surrenderedly. So many things that I speak, I've never spoken before, just like that. Showing you this picture, saying this paradigm goes bye-bye. I've said things like that, but I become more and more articulate because love hones its message. Love matures. Love is articulate, yet love begins to teach you with your words, your definitions, right where you are, even with your syntax, even through your label, because your label of your religion and the way that you have taught and lived your life and what your name for God is will not defeat your love if your motive is in fact love. Love that's transcendent. Love that compels, love that creates, love that speaks, love that teaches, love that matures, love that's ready to lead. I'm asking you to lead. Become a covenant people, not looking for another covenant. Write your own. Learn from mine. Learn through my covenant. Learn through all of these lessons and what I teach. Don't stop there. I don't want to teach you forever. I don't want you to learn forever from other sources. I want you to learn that you are your source, because the original you was that, what we call original love, original God, before God ever became a religion of. That's our nature. That's our true love. That's our pattern. And our pattern is here. I pray it's you. You become it. You don't worship the Messiah. Please don't worship God. Don't worship the Messiah. Don't worship a book. Don't worship anything. Become what he became. And as Jesus said, if you believe in me, you will do the works I do and greater. If you believe in me, you will never die. Because you transcend, you resurrect into a state of energy that is not limited to this slice of the electromagnetic spectrum. It's not limited to just a portion of whatever our neurons calculate. Our eyes no more take reality from us, nor this physical body limit us from being anywhere. We hear love call us. And when love calls, we don't say a prayer. We go. And we speak. And we become the teacher to teach the willing that the teacher is inside them. And if they will but learn, if you will but learn, covenant people learn, the teacher, in fact, is who they are, one. I suggest to you this is what the intent and the message was of Jesus in John 17, commonly called Jesus praying to the Father, that we all might be one. And don't get hung up on the other verses and verses that you don't understand, like in Psalm 110. What's in Psalm 110? Love says, come sit at my right hand while I make your enemies your footstool. Your enemies, your doubt, your ignorance, your misinterpretation, your misinformation, all the things that you've thought that limit you, all of the electromagnetic forces of this world. Come sit by my right hand while I make your enemies your footstool, while I teach you, while you observe, while you listen, while you learn, while you come with me. And lo and behold, all of a sudden, in Psalm 110, you can't see it till you see it. But when you see it, you'll know it. All of a sudden, God, love, is at your right hand. You've switched places. That's what love, this is what love is. Love doesn't create comparables. It doesn't create a status. It doesn't create hierarchy. Love creates love. This is the covenant, the new covenant. This is the covenant spoken of in Jeremiah. A people come great and strong. So many people call good bad. Bad good. They don't know. Listen to love. Feel the energy that transcends the words I speak. Truth, love. Get this. Love rides on the words that I speak. Not control, but release, freedom, empowerment for you to empower you. Love you, care for you, care for each other. Care for judgment? Judge you. For decades, I feared judgment. And so many people use the word judge, judgment, judge, don't judge me. Judge simply means to render a decision. People misuse the word thinking judge means condemnation, a foregone conclusion of condemnation. No, my friend. Leadership requires many decisions to be made to lead out of the gutter into the king's palaces. For you to walk down the aisle and marry the king, the marriage supper of the Lamb. And when you realize who the king is and who you marry, it's you. John 17. You become the one. and now the one. So what do we do in heaven? We just sit around and play harps? No, we listen. Because heaven is here. Hell is here. But what are you? What are you creating? Are you willing to recreate you as a flesh person living today in your body, not subject to it? Are you willing to resurrect you from the dead of you? The dead spirit, the dormant spirit, the ignorant. You see, this is religion, and this is freedom. There's no freedom in religion. There's no freedom in worshiping another. I'm asking you to release all the control, the religion, and the words have had you controlled by their authority to break into a new dawn, a new day, a new beginning. That's why I call this the School of Leadership. Gosh, a building not made with hands. A campus not made with hands. Maybe I have a campus too. Brick and mortar. Where you come, begin to write the words. Begin to see your beauty. Begin to feel your power. Begin to melt in the presence of love. This is my message today, my teaching, my heart. Feel more. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about today. Don't worry about the past. Forgive every person, you first. And come into the power of the Maker, the Creator. A new song, not a new religion, but love created again. This is the university of the new covenant. Do I have a university? Do I even have a student? Are you a student? Can you see more than you see with your eyes? Can you see with your heart through the lens of the temple not made with hands? Can you see what's coming about on the earth to heal the earth? To feed the 5,000? Do you know how many people go to bed hungry every night? How many people suffer with disease, have no access to any help at all? Are you willing? You can't be reclusive here. You act, you initiate. Your leadership is required. For the primary leader of you is you. You are the one sowing the light. You are the one accessing the temple not made with hands. You are the one walking down the aisle to marry the King at the banquet supper of the Lamb, to be the King. Because the idea of the marriage is that you both become one because you were all the time. Now you know it, and you fashion it in the creation of you. You're creating you, create you again. No longer dumbed down, no longer crippled by people's comments or opinions. Many of you will leave the houses you've known all your life to live in the sky, maybe live many places. It's a new day. I go where I'm wanted. I go where my words are wanted. I go where I'm freed. And I free where I go, because I am my love. And my love lives me, and I no longer live without it. I no longer seek it through another. I know who it is. I met her, and she became me and reproduced me and me. So I'm no longer limited to man. I'm no longer reproducing sorrow. I'm no longer looking for a romance of flesh. I know what love is. This is a school of love. So I may change the name again, maybe legally too, back to its original name, the University of the New Covenant. I didn't know I was going to say these words this day. But love speaks. Love acts. Love is not reclusive. And love has courage, even in the face of the lion, the fiery furnace. I love you. Thank you for sharing these words. Thank you for listening to the energy that comes forth and opening to your power, grace, and beauty, because there is no one on earth more beautiful than you. I love you. Thank you again. You can write me at Box 34 in Eureka Springs for now. TheodoreCottingham.com. Love you. Love each other. Listen. Love. Write. Learn to channel. Be fearless. Your name is being called to the head of the table. You're the one of honor, and I honor you. Thank you again. See you later. Be love in two shoes. Your name right here. See ya. Thank you. Good day.